Lyric breakdown with Transit22 and Geeze for the song Flashbank. We're up on the patio eating some jerk chicken, some oxtail before the show tonight in New York City. I got my buddy Geeze, he's out here chilling. What's going on? This song's called Flashbang, Transit22 featuring Geeze.
I'm so stressed right now that I wanna get drunk with all my friends. Hit the G-pen, we can sleep in.
I'm so stressed right now that I want to get drunk with all my friends. I mean, I think most people can relate to that. Hit the G-pen. G-pen is a vaporizer. We're not sponsored, but hit us up if you're looking to partner. We could sleep in. There's nothing better than when you're like partying and you're like, oh man, I like have the day off tomorrow. It's all good. That's the chorus. Super poetic, super deep.
Wake up in the morning, thank God it's a different day. Ordered a double cheese, gave me a fish fillet.
That part is about when you wake up and you're kind of already having a bad day and you go to McDonald's to fill yourself with a bunch of depression. You order and they end up giving you a fish fillet and it kind of ruins your entire existence.
Hey, I don't really wanna be the one to complain, but every picnic I plan, damn it rains.
That's just talking about how it's kind of a reference to that Outcast Miss Jackson line where you can plan a pretty picnic but you can't predict the weather.
Act your age and not your accolades. Raise a glass in the air for those who passed away.
Act your age and not your accolades. It doesn't matter who you are, what you've done. Be a grown-up, be a real man. Raise a glass in the air for those who passed away. That's just about our homies. It's a shout out for anyone that we know that we've lost over the years.
Step up in the room, what it finna do? Gin and juice, turn me to a different dude. We party so we in the news. Now we party till we in the nude.
Geeze is kind of the guy who will do shit that could wind up on TV because climbed up to the top of a building and threw a secret party. So we party till we in the news, and then I flip it. No, we party till we in the nude because sometimes things get weird.
Girls giving interviews, like what it'd like to be a musician. If you could start it all over, what you do different?
It's just kind of about if you're at a party and someone's dive into your songs and you're just like, I'm just trying to hang out. I don't want to talk about this right now. I just want to have fun with my friends.
I ain't trying to have a geek off, deep talk about the shit that make me sleepwalk, so just keep off.
If I'm at a party, I want to escape from transit stuff, not talk about things that are going to stress me out and make me have crazy dreams at night. I have a crazy problem with sleeping. Anyone who's slept in the same room as me knows that I'm a little bit psycho in my sleep. That's kind of what that part is.
No boat to fish and let's party like the just ended prohibition, cause
it's a reference to prohibition and also being a proud Canadian beer drinker.
Ha! Okay, I'm tired, I'm wired, I smoked all of my herb, I go to work, I'm fired.
That's just about having a bad day, essentially, starting off the day on the wrong beat, essentially.
Came home with that debt, that last paycheck, and it gets destroyed in the dryer. Man, I'm not trying to be your highness. Literally, as I sit here and I write this, I think about my neighbor that's a little bit better off and has a higher vehicle model number than mine is.
Now that is just the day progressing from the perspective of this person who's having an awful time. Obviously, things are not going well for them, and on top of that, that's sort of like a comparison that sometimes you have with somebody who had more than you, and it's just trying to, kind of show that how that can dwell in one's mind and bringing in the stress for a person who's bad day.
Got rims like a roll up in a free donut, lose the cup and then I go nuts.
That's the typical Tim Hortons roll up the rim to win.
I don't think a lot of Americans will even understand what that is. You should break that down.
Okay, so Tim Hortons in Canada is like a coffee, and it's the #1 company for sure. And it's got a roll up the rim contest where you can win a car, and you can win a bunch of free stuff, whatever you want. But you gotta roll it up and then find out if you won.
And that line is just about somebody rolling it up and winning, but then losing the cup, obviously just progressing the awful day that this person's having.
Everybody's getting married and having kids, and I'm just sitting here listening to drum kits, the fun shit and bump hits, the club hits we make in the studio basement out of what's said.
That's, constantly in my life, I'm noticing more and more people are getting married and having kids. And I'm just looking at my own reflection, I kind of change perspectives from this stressful person having this bad day to oh my God, people are maturing and becoming adults, and I'm just in the studio with this guy making music. Drinking and just enjoying music and really trying to make these hits and yeah.
Man, I got no time for sunsets, bills, work, girls, and music.
That line's obviously just to conclude the verse and transition back into the chorus. Obviously, I'm not having the stress. I just want to party with my friends. If I recall correctly, your boy Jonny Williams actually helped me out with that concluding line and to make it real nice.
And that's the song, man. That's Lyric Breakdown with Transit22 and Geeze. We're coming live at you, eating jerk chicken and oxtail, drinking 40s. In Brooklyn. On the rooftop. Calgary Rap is in the building. Well, we're outside the building. Yeah.
Word? Well, cheers to that. I need an open mind, but oh yeah, you know the trick.